Good evening. This is Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous, joining you on Friday night for a few moments of your time to give you hope, tools, and techniques as you go through the life-changing event called divorce. So I have been working with people going through divorce for the past 18 years and holding support groups. I'm also a divorce coach. I'm also a domestic mediator. So, wherever you're at in this process, perhaps we could have a chat and see if I might be able to be of help for you. I also work with a lot of people life coaching after divorce because it can be disorienting and a lot of people don't know where to go from here. And so the divorce is finished. They say, what now? Where do I go? So it takes some intentional planning and work to get into a place where you can plan your life and you can focus and you have goals and purpose. But that's all up to you because nobody comes to your door knocking, handing you your life to you. You have to be the one to intentionally go after it. And you have, my friend, I don't care the age, I don't care where you're at in life, so much potential yet to be filled. And I hope that you realize that. So, tonight I want to talk about a topic that I feel is really important. You probably saw by the tagline here or by the ticker. Emotions in divorce often cannot be trusted. So, when I work in my support groups and with individuals, we talk about the emotions that can be so overwhelming. And in fact, when you are going through a trauma such as divorce, your prefrontal cortex actually shuts down and you are on reactionary mode, the fight, flight, freeze, fawn. That's the mode that you're living on. So you're not able to make some really smart decisions. That's why you need support group to help you get through all of these emotions and all of these negative thoughts that so often accompany divorce, and also divorce coach. And I offer a redesigning your life. Haven't offered it in a while. It's time that I did, because it is a beautiful opportunity for you to really come up with your life purpose and work toward a goal and a focus what you want for your life. But right now, and maybe even after divorce, you are overwhelmed by emotions, and they can be overwhelming. They can paralyze us and not enable us to move forward. And some of those emotions that I want to talk about tonight, we're going to list them in just a moment, but I do want to let you know that I've started something new, and that is November 30th. We're going to do a morning support group, 8:30 a.m. So if you have that time available and you've been wanting to come into a support group, let me know and I will send you a registration form and we will begin that healing process, not only for you, but also the others who are in the group with you. And it is so powerful. It's my favorite thing to do, really, is to work in group because people feed off each other, they support each other, they're there for each other. It's a beautiful thing to watch. And I always see the Holy Spirit show up and God teach us so many things together that we wouldn't learn otherwise. We are formed for community, and that's where we begin the healing process. So let's talk about emotions tonight. Um, Many emotions that we feel, one of them is rejection. And from that being rejected, we believe the lie that I'm unlovable. I can't ever be loved again. No one will love me. I've been rejected and I feel rejected and I feel shame and loneliness and anger and all the emotions that we're going to talk about in a moment. But I have this lie in my head that my life's over and nobody's going to love me for whatever reason. It's maybe because you think like you're too old or you think that you're too damaged. You see those lies that can creep in there in our emotions. Maybe you were rejected, and that's an honest dealing that you have to have with yourself and to work through. But you know what? All of us have been rejected. We're rejected every day by people. Jesus was totally rejected when he was on the cross. So rejection is part of this process, but you're not alone in this process. And for you to understand that and to recognize, okay, here's a lie that I'm believing because I was rejected. that I'm unlovable. Well, that's a lie. It's not true. It's simply not true. So I hope as you recognize and feel these emotions that you also ask the question, where is the lie that I'm believing in this emotion? It's very powerful to do that. Okay, next one. I'm angry. I've been betrayed. I'm angry, and therefore I have to lash out. I have to retaliate. Well, that's a lie. You don't have to do that. You can be angry. Sometimes you need to be angry of what has happened to you. And that again is an emotion to work through within a group, with a therapist, with a divorce coach. Don't deny that it's there. It's there. The question is, what will you do with that anger? I hope it is not to retaliate. I hope it is not to lash out, but it is to strategize on how you want to proceed going through this divorce with healthy emotions, with healthy mental thoughts, so you can be most effective. Because our anger can get us in so much trouble going through divorce. We can do stupid things, say stupid things, do even more harm than has already been done. So we do want to acknowledge anger, but we also want to deal with it in a wise way. Depression is another feeling that we feel intense sadness, where we think, my life is over, my joy is ended, I will never be happy again. Can you hear the lies in that? The lies in your depression? And are you, I hope, paying attention to those lies? Recognize them, denying them, resisting them, and speaking to those lies directly and say, this is not true. My life is not over. I will be happy again. So counteract that depression. Your life is not over. Your joy has not ended. This is just a very messy transition into going into the other side of divorce, which you will get to, and you will find joy again if you work on your healing intentionally. What about loneliness? I will be forever alone. I will die alone. You see how those lies can come in there because we're lonely right now? That's just a result of divorce. You are going to be lonely, but that doesn't mean that you'll be forever alone or that you'll die alone. It simply means that right now you are lonely, and that is a trigger for you to reach out to someone, for you to get involved with a support group or connect with a therapist or a pastor. It is a flag, a red flag that you need to respond to this loneliness, because loneliness is detrimental to our physical health. It has been proven that. So listen to the lies within that. And then, of course, shame, the shame that comes upon us as we go through divorce. I am a failure. I can never make anything work. I have no value. I am such a failure. You see the lies there? Shame is Satan's greatest tool to oppress you, to keep you down. So what do we do with this shame? Again, we need to be able to express it, to speak it, to not be alone with it, to be vulnerable with safe people such as a therapist, a support group, a divorce coach, a dear and trusted, knowledgeable friend. Shame can be an awful, awful thing, and it is. So we need to face it head on and not hide from it. So let me ask you the question, what emotions are you feeling that are lying to you? So get a pen and paper and write down what are the emotions that you're feeling, and then dig a little deeper. What are the lies that I'm believing in my emotions? Your emotions are very important. I'm not saying dismiss them. I'm saying be curious about them. What are your emotions, and what are those lies that you are buying into? That is such a powerful exercise that is going to give you some wisdom and some ability to know where you need to go from here. It's not going to resolve it all because you need community. You need someone to be articulating, expressing those emotions. But ask yourself the question, what are my emotions and where are the lies that I'm believing and that I need help not believing? I need truth to come into this picture here because lies are not truth. So I need to know truth with every one of those emotions. So, of course, I have some verses that are powerful verses and challenging verses. This one in particular, trust in the Lord with all your heart and don't lean on your own understanding. Don't lean on your emotions for what's going on with you. Trust God in this process. And that may mean seeking out godly counsel. That may mean being patient and working through this process and not speeding through it because you may be making mistakes in your haste. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and not your understanding and not your emotions. So, this has to do really with anger. In your anger, don't sin. Don't do wrong against your soon to be former ex. Don't do wrong against his friends through anything. Simply acknowledge your anger and get help in the ability to express it. Don't let the sun go down while you're still angry. God is trying to tell us deal with your anger now. Don't postpone it. Deal with it now. And do not give the devil a foothold. So, if we are obsessed and possessed by our anger, we're going to do something that is foolish, that is going to hurt us. And that's what the devil, or what the scripture means. Don't give the devil a foothold. Don't allow him into this situation. He's already been there in destroying the marriage, the holy matrimony. Don't give him more opportunity. And that is one of the express reasons why, you find my slide here. This is my statement to guide people through the trauma of divorce, to minimize the least amount of damage, because enough damage has been done. Let's not do any more. Let's not do foolish actions because we are hurting, because we are angry, because we are lonely, we're depressed. All of those emotions, don't let them control you. And the only way for you to get a handle on them is for you to get help through the process of divorce. I hope this has been of help. I'm here to talk with you. Certainly, you saw my resources at the beginning of this presentation. I do 1-hour consults at no charge to help you discern where you need to go, what you need to do. I also do. Let me bring this up here. If you've not seen this, this is a workbook that is a free download to you upon request. I need your email. It's too large to send through a text, which I don't use your email ever again unless you want to correspond with me. But this workbook is going to help you prepare for seeing your attorney for the first time or for going through mediation, which is required in many states and counties that you go to mediation first to resolve many of the issues of divorce. So don't hesitate to reach out and pay attention to your emotions. They're trying to tell you something, and work with them, not against them. Explore them, be curious, and get the help that you need going through this process. So I hope some of that, if not all of that, has been of help to you. And I look forward to connecting with you next week, if not before. Take care of yourself. Let me know if you're interested in a support group, either the November 30th or the one starting later in January. Take care of you. Good night.